subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man. So when did you start getting in with me? You say basketball. When did you start getting in with music and all that?
No, I've been all my life. They always said that I was gonna become some type of preacher or something like that. But I just kind of transformed the message. So I don't know if you ever heard on a track, I kind of sound like I'm preaching. Mm-hmm. So, but that had been in effect. But I really have fell in love with music, like you say, Charlie Boy, man, and Nelly. You know what I'm saying? My cadence? Nate Dogg. We got the similar kind of cadence, but my forever goats are Michael Jackson, James Brown. So when I perform, I'm Michael Jackson, James Brown. On the track, you'll hear kind of Charlie Boy, Nate Dogg, T-Pain. T-Pain was one of the go-to. And then I just mixed it with the countryness I already got, and that became Trilly Polk. And then, like I say, I already got the wardrobe, so before they even hear how I sound, they already looking at me like, man, what's going on? Like the days I went to Carol's and nobody knew who I was. They were laughing.
My boy told me, he was like, man, he knew you from being in Carol's all the time.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was going to Grooves first. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can put on your tuxedos and all that stuff. And then my homeboy Tay, he was like, man, shoot, man, let's go to this club called Carol. I ain't gonna lie, when I walked in, I was like, oh, hell nah, what's going on here, man? Girls, feet on the floor, black feet, and I'm like, man, what the hell going on? But then I started coming, and then I started, this is way before music. Nobody never did know that I did music. I was just coming in there being the dude with the suit on. So those, what the hell you got on, boy, turned into, I ain't gonna lie, man, he kind of fly though, on the cool. And then I dropped a record in there, but the DJ told me, was like, man, in a way he say, man, you gotta go and get back in there. That ain't going. So I was like, all right, bitch.
This Oak Cliff or who is this?
That's Oak Cliff, yeah. Oak Cliff and Great Face. Oak Cliff told me I need to get back in there. So I made a song. I was like, man, what's his guy name? He was like, man, push. I think it was OT Genesis. Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me kind of implement what he talking about. And then we talk about some money, because everybody get money. So I was like, man, push, get to the money. I was like, ooh, that's the chorus right there. Found the beat, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, went and did what I had to do for it, dropped it in there. I still got the footage to this day. When I say everybody in the club was singing that thing word for word, I was like, oh, snap. Like, and it was just blowing the roof off in Cal. Everybody was, push, get to the money. And this is pre-Southside Still Holdin. So I had already kind of built a name and a buzz only in Carol's though. So yeah, so that's how that happened. Yeah, that's how I ended up coming out of Carol's. I kept coming, and then like I say, I got in cool with the DJs and the people that was in there, and then after that, I was still working. If you want to, I was still working. I was valeting cars, security. Mm-hmm.
No shit. Okay, you do all this, and then see, we met around that time because you did Push at the thing. Now that you said that, I'm like, yeah, I know that song. Push.
Yeah. See, those were my working days where I was making about $9 $8 an hour. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man. Okay. So then, what happens? How you end up linking up with ESG then?
So this is what happened. I had I think it was $15. You go down there to GMT Radio. I think shout out to K Nice and Brady Bob. You go down there, you pay them $15, you give you like a 15-minute interview. So what happened was, this is pre Southside Still Holdin. This is how it all came about. So I go in there, I do my interview, and shout out comedian Brady Ball. He was like, man, bro, you kind of nice, bro. So he was like, man, what you doing tomorrow? I'm like, man, nothing, man. Get off work, the same thing. Eat my little TV dinner, and that's it. So he was like, man, come to this spot tomorrow, man. But it's yeah. He's like, come to this spot tomorrow. I was like, all right, bet, cool. Came to the spot. I think it was Bar 1 over 288, right across from the address, I believe. So I go in there. It's a damn comedy show. I'm like, what the hell you done got me into? So the comics, they on there like, shout out to Leroy the Third and them. They in there roasting me about what I got on. So I'm like, oh hell no, hey Brady Bob, when I'm gonna get on stage and show them what I can do. Like I ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, man, just wait, I got you. Boom, called me to the stage. As I'm getting on stage and getting ready to perform, ESG walks in. Man, walk straight past me, walk straight to the back. I'm in mid thing. Push, get to the money. Had everybody in there rocking. Everybody like, hey, this boy, you gotta go. ESG come all the way from the back. I don't know what he was doing. He was probably chilling, but he came all the way in the back. And just to show as I'm sitting right in front of you, that's how he was in front of me on the stage. And after I was done, the first thing he ever told me was, man, boy, I love you, boy. I don't even know your name, boy. I love you, boy. I just love you, boy. And I'm like, man, I'm like, oh yeah, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So I guess we didn't even exchange information, man. It was just, but I had kept going to the local comedy. See, this is why I kind of got the idea, like, okay, it's like a talent show only with comedy, but I can perform like in the middle of that intermission or something like that. So shout out to Penny and Cliff too. They do the comedy on Carol's on Tuesday night where you go work out and stuff like that. They allow me to come in there and do my music. Once again, I seen ESG. See, second time, he's like, man, I love you, boy. I just love you, boy, man. Your energy, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I got his information, whatnot, but I ain't, I'm the type, I ain't calling nobody. I know he busy or whatever like that. So he had the challenge for the Southside Still Holdin. And I remember, man, I was at a Subway. This was a Subway. It was open 24 hours. I was finna get something to eat. And I was like, man, let me go and knock this challenge out real quick. That's when I did the verse. So I posted it the next day. And of course, my fans and supporters, they're like, man, that go hard, blah, 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 blah. When he posted it to his page, everybody from the Woodworks came out. I'm talking about everybody, like people I ain't ever seen before. They came into the Woodworks, and then I guess it got above here, and then he was like, man, one day he called me. He say, man, come on to the studio. And I had, like I say, bro, I'm naive as hell. I don't know what's going on, So we go down to Harvey Love, studio. I look up, I said, damn, that's Harvey Love right there. Damn. We go in there. And I'm like, all right, sure, what's going on? He like, man, go and record your verse. I mean, the verse for what? Just record the verse for the Southside Still Holdin. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in there. He posted that footage on his Instagram. People went crazy. They went crazy. And next thing you know, I say, man, this took it took a long process. So I'm chilling at my ex-girlfriend's house. I'm asleep. I take a nap every day when I get off work. And she called me. Where, Charlie, look into ESG Instagram. He done went live. And how you just waking up, you like, man, all right, let me get myself together. So I hear Bun B. I'm like, all right, nice verse, boy. All right. I hear Lil O. I'm like, that's what's up, man. Yeah. I hear Slim Thug. I hear that boy Chi. Who else on there? I don't want to forget nobody. Lil O.
Flip on there.
Flip on there? Okay. I want to make sure. Okay. I hear Flip on there. Last thing I heard was my verse. I say, hold on, bro. Like, he finna put me on there? Like, what's going on here? I still had I didn't even want to call him because I was like, I ain't want to mess up whatever was going on. I was just, all right, I didn't want to say nothing. So then come the video. It's time for the video. That took a whole man, I ain't gonna lie. I'd be lying if I say I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe it because it took so long. I was like, man, he just, dang, man, I guess that's how the industry do it. They just talk, you know what I'm saying? Man, he say, man, where you gonna shoot your party at? I say, shoot, what you mean? We gotta go down there to Carol's. So, yeah, man, we shot the video. And he kept telling me, he was like, man, if you want to come on down there to the active athlete, man, come on down there. In my mind, see, he don't know this, but in my mind, I'm like, nah, E, I appreciate you, bro, but this is my introduction to the world. So I didn't want to be already in the video at somebody else's part. And I think that part was the first part, which is Bun B, they in the active athlete. I didn't want to be in it because I wanted to come on the scene how I did. And it was crazy how the beat just still holding. It didn't pause. It Mr. Bowtie Shinish. I walk out the door at Carol's and bang, man. That was my introduction to the whole world, man. That thing's sitting on YouTube right now with about probably 13 million views. I done got so many features out there. Done got so many relationships. So man, I'm forever grateful.
So that was the one that really like propelled you like type shit.
Yeah, that's the one that introduced me to everybody.
Donnie Houston.